So moving on to our final presentation by our coach, Swapna. Over to you, Swapna.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me today evening on Sunday. Thank you, everyone. First, my sincere gratitude to our mentor, sir. Thank you so much, sir, and to all my coaches and friends, and finally, uh, a heartfelt gratitude to the client who had so much of faith in me and started the transformation along with me. So let me share the screen. Okay. So this is a journey of a 63-year-old person from distress, disconnection, disharmony to healing and harmony. So the client is a male, 63-year-old, retired employee, railway employee, and he belongs to a joint family with living with his brother, elder brother, sister, their kids, and even brothers, daughter-in-law, sons, daughters-in-law, everyone together. So it's a huge joint extended family, and he is the second son, and with his height is 5'11" and weight 83 kgs, slightly obese, and he is diabetic for the past 12 years. And the problem arose not from the 12 for the past 12 years, but just for the past 3 years after he got retired. Till he was working, he didn't have, there was no spike in blood sugar levels. Everything was under control. He wasn't even taking medication. So he had a very active lifestyle. He followed all the uh, rules, regulations, everything to that core. So for the first 10 years, he didn't have any problem at all with his uh, diabetic or with his life. But the problem arose after he got retired. His fasting blood sugar level rose to 216. His ppds was 233 and HbA1c was 9.2. So this is the 7 areas of life. When it comes to family, with other members of the family, it was 100%. He loved everyone so much. But when it comes to his wife, it was just 20%. And he was a very spiritual person because he followed his routines daily till he was working. But everything changed after that. He was mentally strong, emotionally strong, physically, he is 50% fit. He socializes well. He has got a huge circle of friends. And whenever he is with his friends, he forgets everything. Career-wise, he loved his work so much that he literally fought uh, for the rights of this entire uh, batch of people who joined along with him. So they were rightly called as the RIT batch. So he literally fought for everyone's rights. So he loved his career very much. And he feels that financially is good to support his entire family. Where this problem arose, how the story unfolded. Around his 50 years of age, he started feeling itchiness in his legs. Then slowly the itchiness spread to his entire body. He had increased appetite. He started feeling low. He started feeling depressed. There was a lot of irritability. He even lost interest in his daily routine. and there was a lot of reduced in self-esteem. So what happened next? Why all these things arose when to a person who was so regular with everything in his daily life? There was marital disharmony. He got married at the age of 33, and his wife's age was 30 when she got married. And within few months of marriage, suddenly on a day, on an evening, his wife fell down, had seizures, and there was foaming from her mouth. They were all taken aback, and after that, they came to know that she was she was an epileptic and hysteric patient, which they had not disclosed prior to the wedding. So he lost the trust in his spouse and her family, and he started to develop the anger. What he said was, I don't mind marrying a person with such a problem, but what I expected, least expected was to be disclosed this fear before the wedding so that I would take necessary steps, right? So that was his point of view, and there was frequent comparisons uh, of him with his wife's relations because they were financially little higher than him. So there were always frequent comparisons with his financial status. And he had his own expectations that he wanted his wife to be on par with his sister-in-law because he loved his sister-in-law so much. He he thought her more as a mother. So he wanted his wife on par with her. But what he forgot was each person is different. We cannot compare one person to another person. This is where the problem got more deeper. And he also said that during the initial years of marriage, his wife reasoned to move her to move more to her mother than to anyone else, and there were frequent visits to her mother's place. So whenever she goes to her mother's place and when she comes back, there is a lot of uh, difference in her behavior. And the more to top all those things, there was his constant fear about his son's health. He has got only one son. His son, because of the medications which his wife took even during through her pregnancy, her their son, he has got problems in her emotional state. He is ADHD, and uh, his son is around 30 years of age, but his brain state is 9 years of that of a 9-year-old. So there is a constant fear about his son's health, son's future. So all these things gradually developed, and when he started, when he retired, everything came in his mind, and he started to develop a hatred towards his wife. So all these things, when we develop hatred, when we develop the stress, the anger, the liver, the pancreas gets affected. So there was insulin resistance, and his blood sugar levels got shoot up so high. And the interventions which were given in the dietary part was he followed all those interventions so well. And the point was he was so afraid of food, whereas I love food so much, but my client who I got was so afraid of food that whatever I said, you can eat this, he immediately would ask me, will that not raise my sugar level? I had to frequently tell him that food has not has got nothing to do with your rise in sugar level. Rather, your emotions are important because they are directly related to your sugar level. So you need to focus more on your emotions. So you can have food, your normal routine South Indian food. He is basically a South Indian, so you can have a normal South Indian food. So apart from his routine food, what I included was he to improve his water intake. I included detox water with jeera, cinnamon seeds, then asked him to add a little bit of a pinch of turmeric in everything. Whatever whenever he drank this water, asked him to add a pinch of turmeric in everything. Timely meals, then to increase his vegetable intake, instead of just one poriyal, I asked him to include a salad in each meal and inclusion of sprouts and sundas because he was not so inclined to millets. So I asked him to stay with rice, the normal usual white rice itself. And when it came to the holistic interventions, I first asked him to write the journaling, the diary writing. He had um, an a leader kind of thing, a worship kind of thing about his father. So his father used to do his diary writing daily. So when doing one of his talks, he told me that my father used to write everything right from morning when he get up till he uh, went to bed. He used to write everything in a diary. I told him, yes, this is journaling is that you need to write everything right from the time you woke up till the time you went to bed, what you had, how much you had, when you had, everything. So I asked him to start journaling. The next thing I gave him was forgiveness because during one one chat, he told me I didn't expect anything from my wife. It's just that she need to serve the food. My sister-in-law would be making the food all 3 times a day. And it is just she had to serve the food. She even doesn't do that. I told him, then why do you expect from her? Won't you be able to serve yourself the food which is being prepared? He said, yes, I can do it. I will definitely do it. After 2 days, he again made a call. You asked me to serve myself. I served myself. But what happened, you know? The entire night I couldn't sleep. I asked him why. Because my wife started taunting me. She started using bad words to me. I couldn't sleep at all. Then I asked him, have you done this to anyone? He said, no, I have not done this to her. I again told him, have you done this to anyone else? Then he remained silent. I asked him, think, take your time and come back. After 2 days, there was no calls, no messages, no reply, anything. After 2 days, he called me again. He said, yes, I have done this to my mother. When during my prime youth, I used to taunt her while she was serving me. Um, I used to tell her what sort of food you have made it. Actually, the food would have been tasty or good, but I taunted her like anything very badly. I feel for it now. Then I told him, right, write a forgiveness letter to your mom, though she is not with you right now. She is always seeing you. She's always with you. Though she cannot curse you or badmouth you or even scold you, but she would have felt the pain. So you need to release that pain. So write forgiveness to your mother, to yourself, and to the food because you were scolding, you were literally badmouthing the food, which is good, which you shouldn't have done. It's okay, but there's always uh, time to rectify it. So start writing the forgiveness. So he started that. Then again, gratitude and burning. So I made him write all the grudges, all the fear, all the mistrust, and all the anger which he had piled up on his wife, on his brother-in-law, on his father-in-law, mother-in-law, everyone, and asked him to burn it. I gave affirmations that he is healthy now and being in nature. He loved gardening, and with all these things on his mind, he forgot to do the gardening work. So he again started to do what he loved the most, gardening. And when it comes to the physical intervention, stretchings and yoga, and he loved to cycling. So every morning he used to cycle for around 2 to 3 kilometers a day, and pranayama. And after 3 months, this was the result. His fasting blood sugar from 216, it came down to 106. Postprandial from 233, it came down to 171. And HbA1c from 9.2, it came down to 6.7. He was having medications, and after 3 months, the medications were slowly cut down, and right now he is not under any medication. What was the progress after 3 months? There was an improvement in his relation with his spouse and in-laws. He improved himself. There was improvement in his self-esteem. His fear for food's gone. He understood the relation between food, emotions, and health. His gut health improved, and there was a good improvement in his sleep routine. And thank you all for joining me on this Sunday evening. And as it is said that when we when we increase the fear, or when we pile up our hatred towards a person, our insulin level changes, our blood glucose level changes, right? So he started decreasing his hatredness. He started loving people. He started loving himself. And when he started doing this, his blood sugar level came to near normal, and he is loving his life. He is loving his life as in his work, like before, like a bachelor. He is enjoying his life like it, with all his grandchildren, with his brother's grandchildren, because he treats his brother's kids also his kids. So with his brother's grandchildren, he is enjoying his life, and he feels that I am contented. I am happy now. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, and thank you, coaches, for joining at this time.